To clean and extract your scan data, Realworks has some tools for segmentation and classification that can be used. So in this data set here, I've produced and registered a scan. If I go into the production tab, with our project cloud here, when I highlight this, you'll see you get some options under the cloud tab. So you have a simple segmentation. You've sampling, and then you have a couple of different automatic feature classifications. So simply first I'm going to use just the segmentation tool. So when you open up the segmentation tool, you get this box here. It gives you some icons, different ways you can select stuff. So if I use the free command tool, and I box around this piece of data here, what we can do is we can ask it to keep, if we want to keep what we have within it, or if we want to keep stuff that's actually outside the area. So for this one, because we want to remove this, I'm going to keep what's inside the area. And what I'm going to do here then is I'm going to create a new cloud with that data. We have the object here. So that's fine. If I want to keep it, I can create a new cloud. If I want to remove it, then, well, if I go back to the project cloud, then that data is removed from the project cloud. So depending on what you want to do with your data, you can either keep the data or keep the other data and create a cloud from it. If you're looking to, there's some tools on the left hand side to assist you in identifying areas and extracting and segmenting from them. One of them here, handy tool, is the limit box. If you select the limit box, it's going to look for a location to center it. You can pick the object, and then we have these various different tools for changing the size of the limit box, just to make it easier to remove data from it. You can also have tools here for pan, rotating, moving around the data. You can hide what's inside it, hide what's outside it, and your different views as well. So you can look at it from the top, the bottom. You can recenter your box. You can also open at the same time. You can open the segmentation tool, and as before, you can just select that data. Create a new cloud from that and remove it. Your data is removed. Go back in here again. So one of the other tools we have is the sampling tool. So we can sample data to remove it as well, or help us work with the data better. So under sampling, you have basically different types of sampling. So you can have a random sample, depending on the percentage of the data you want to show. You can do it spatially, just to reduce your data size down, reduce the data set down, and remove overlap of points. We can use scan-based sampling. So what you can do is when you're in the scan-based sampling approach, it allows you to turn on and off scans individually, and then you can use the segmentation tool there and individual scans, and create new scans from it. Or what you can do is, if you want to create a group here basically with all the scans individually, so you can just work on it, tidying individual scans at a time, you can create a full group of the scans there. You have intensity-based sampling. One thing that's quite good with intensity-based is if you're doing road projects, you can change the intensity value for things like white lining and things like that to stick out more. So you can work through the intensity, and you'll see here that as you bring the intensity up or down, certain items, depending on their intensity value, will be removed. So it's another one that's quite good for tidying up different elements and extracting different elements. discontinuity based sampling. With the discontinuity based sampling, it's probably best to actually read about that in the help guide. It's based around the direction of some of the normals being wrong in some of the points. You can use that to remove them. And then you also have the tool here for ground extraction for extracting the ground only. You have floor extraction tool for indoor, and then a topography based sampling tool as well that you can use. So if we close that tool down here, next one to look at is the auto segment tools. Now these are TZF based, so you'll need to have TZF scans within your project. Usually if it's came from a Trimble device, it probably will contain TZFs, but if it doesn't, you can create TZF scans first. It'll ask you to do it before you try to do this. So you can get it to auto detect and remove steel beams, create a new cloud of them, or you can, one of the latest tools in the newest version is this auto segment of moving objects. Now this process will actually take a little bit of time to run through. Once it's complete, you'll get this warning. And what it'll have done is it'll created another cloud, just removing what it deems to be its moving objects. So you'll see it's actually encapsulated quite a lot here, the people. Cleaned up the data set. Quite a bit just running through that in one go. So once you've done that, if you want to separate out some of your data as well for either cleaning it or probably more so for exporting or processing, you've got two tools here for classification for breaking up the data. So you've got an outdoor one and an indoor one. You've also got one here for tunnels as well. I'm just going to use the outdoor classification here for this data set. What it'll do is it'll ask you what classes you want to extract. So you can leave them all on, or you can just select the ones you're interested in. For example, for this one, I'm just going to ask it to do the ground and then hit extract, and it'll just run through that process. Once the classification is complete, it'll create another cloud here, as you can see for the ground. It'll just it'll usually colour them, so it'll colour them differently. You can change the colour by going to the rendering tab under the view here. You can change it to colour by classification, or you can change it back to intensity, or however you want to view it. One of the other things you can do as well is that, for instance, if we have these two objects here that we wanted to remove, just to keep things tidy, I can select the two of these, and there's some tools up here so you can delete the cloud, or for instance you can choose to merge them, so you can merge the two of them into one cloud. Just create another cloud in here called merge.